Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Monday morning. What a way to start the week. We had a frog strangle over the weekend. I know all of y'all are glad to get most of that behind us, and we're going to press on. Hopefully have a great week at work or at school or whatever your endeavors are. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking at a high today, we're getting back up to 84, low tonight 73, and the water temperature is 82.5. So it's in good shape there, and we're going to see some changes soon in the water temperature. Our moon phase, our Monday moon phase, we're looking at what's going on with a Monday moon phase. This is brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew, a great sponsor of Panhandle Outdoors, and we appreciate them, and they help a lot of folks out. Listen, we got a half moon coming up tonight. Should be a beautiful half moon. Next Monday will be the new moon of the month. It's going to be the end of the month, but the new moon will be kicking off, and our tides all week long are going to be strong. And we got a little bit of a neap tide coming up this Saturday. Okay, our tide chart today though is 7:20 is low tide, and 1:57 this afternoon will be the high tide. And that's brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn right here on 23rd Street. The marine forecast southwest. It's going to go back to southwest and southeast at about 10 to 12, so still pretty steady with that wind. All right, let's take our break. We're going to come back with our special guest. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our guests this morning. We're starting off the week with some really sweet guests and some really full of information, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us some vital things that y'all participate in.
So my name is Christina Cantrell, and I am the Living Shorelines Initiative Director at St. Andrew Bay Resource Management. I also do the Grasses and Classes programming in Bay County, and I'm a Scout Master as well for Cub Scout Pack 321.
And now tell me how many kids you have?
We have seven.
Seven kids.
Children, yes.
So you got a hands full.
We do.
And what a great job to have. The Grasses and the Classes program is awesome, and we'll get back to that, but let's go.
Okay, I'm Joanne Weatherford, and I am the Outreach Education Social Chair of St. Andrew Baywatch Resource Management Association. And I help with our citizen science lectures and doing everything I can to get Baywatch out into the public.
Okay.
And she does a good job.
I know she does. I hear a lot about it. So we're glad to have them on, and what a vital part of our outdoors to have these kind of programs in, and this is what our show is about, the outdoors. So let's talk about that. We've got some pictures here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about our first picture here.
So this first picture is from a restoration site, River Camps in West Bay. This is a site where our Dean Bozeman Grasses and Classes as well as our North Bay Haven students participated in. We installed oyster reef breakwaters and juncus, which is black needle rush. They restored that shoreline less than a month ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, and then we've got some more pictures of it. This is them working on it.
This is them working. That's North Bay Haven students and their teacher there in the background. They're bagging oyster shell.
Put them in a bag, shell. Okay.
Yep.
And there's the bags there.
So right there, we're doing a pass the water bucket with the oyster shells to build the reefs. We build crescent-shaped reefs out there, and then a couple weeks later, we come back in and do the plantings.
Folks, we talk about doing these kind of things, and we actually have people doing these kind of things, and this is what's so great about it. I've been trying to get them to come on because we've been so excited about this program and all, and we're teaching young people how to take care of the outdoors. It's simple as that.
Our next generation of environmental stewards, yes.
And somebody's been eating a lot of oysters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's them. We moved, so we did 5 reefs out there. Each reef has about 200 bags of oyster shell. So that's 1,000 bags of oyster shell that those students moved in one day.
Wow,
Yep.
wow.
And so those are our finished reefs. They look really pretty. So they're aesthetically pleasing. They serve a purpose. They stop storm surge and give the plants a time to root themselves and grow before wave energy impacts them. And they also help with the erosion on the banks, so from storm surge, especially after Hurricane Michael. So this kind of restoration is great since we have such a high potential for another storm. Restoring shorelines is a big deal, especially right now after Hurricane Michael.
Now, I know the science behind it, but I know it's had to sort of curve out a little bit. And
They
all that.
do. So when the wave energy comes into that curve, the waves kind of roll around the sides. So instead of impacting it with such force and pulling all the sediment out, they impact the breakwaters first, and then as the waves come around and they bring sediment, the salt marsh grasses, the root system holds on to that sediment. So it actually rebuilds the shoreline, and eventually that shoreline is going to push out like the side shoreline you see right there. So it helps rebuild the shoreline also.
And that's awesome. You have plants behind it, do you put?
Yep. So in one of the previous pictures, so that little blue crab right there.
Where'd he come from?
So he was blue crabs, oysters, redfish. It's a nursery area, these salt marshes and the oyster reefs. So that little blue crab was one that was hanging out at the oyster reefs.
He was checking out a new home with it.
He was. So
And then we got the other plants.
I think the very first picture, you could see the little tiny plants planted right there in front of the oyster reefs. And they'll grow, and they'll actually grow out past the oyster reefs. So
That's
the oyster
cool.
reefs give them a little protection till they start growing.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I know the students enjoy doing it.
They do.
First of all, they enjoy getting out of class.
They do. So
Field
we
trip.
do a couple stations when we bring them out. We do Fish ID, NOAA comes out, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Sometimes we have FWC. The University of Florida folks come out. We do stations. We do nature walks while we're out there, Fish ID, seining, water quality. We do a lot of educational things while we're out there doing
If some
restoration.
other schools want to participate in this, what would they do?
So they would just need to call me
Okay.
at the office. 763-4303 is the office phone number. I'm not there all the time. I'm usually out in the field, so leave a message, and I will get back to you. We're always looking for new volunteers, anyone who wants to come out and learn about it, or anyone with an environmental background who wants to help. Just give me a call. And if anyone has any shorelines that they want restored, we're always looking for more areas for the students to come out and help. So every living shoreline we do, we incorporate our grass and classes students in it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to come right back, and we're going to come back, and you're going to get a talk next time. Okay? So we'll be right back after the break. Okay, Baywatch. We got Baywatch, PCB Beautiful, and let's see, Grass and Class. We got all kinds of, so don't get them confused. They're all working. But listen, tell us about your projects.
Okay, well, Baywatch, St. Andrew Baywatch, we are actually teaming up with Keep PCB Beautiful,
Okay.
CCA of Florida, and Panama City Dive Center to help Scout Pack 321. We're kicking off a buddy bench campaign, and the Scouts, it's a program designed by school children for school children. They save plastic bottle caps all through the school year. There's a list of acceptable caps, and these caps get sent to Green Tree Plastics in Indiana. FedEx will ship them for free.
Cool.
The caps get melted down, and they're made into buddy benches.
Now here's a buddy bench here. This is one. What a great idea.
So the idea behind the buddy benches is so for 200 pounds of bottle caps, that's a lot of bottle caps. The Scouts collect bottle caps, 200 pounds gets them a buddy bench. Then the Scouts at the end of the year, when we send in our caps, they'll decide where to send their benches. So we've got a little healthy competition going on. We've got den against den, troop against troop.
Oh, cool.
And I've promised a party at the end for whoever collects the most caps. So they'll decide where to send their caps, schools, and the buddy benches are to combat bullying. So the idea behind it is if you see a kid on a buddy bench, they want somebody to talk to.
Oh, cool.
So we had one scout stand up at our PAC meeting when we introduced the program, and he said, I want to be the first kid to go and talk to somebody on a buddy bench. So it's, things like that. So
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
a difference to them.
That's cool.
So that's the Buddy Bench project that we've got going on, and we'd love to involve the community and the city and the county. We're looking for places to put up bins to collect the caps.
Yes,
Okay.
we do have a list that we will be putting on St. Andrew Baywatch's Facebook page, on Keep PCB Beautiful's Facebook page, Panama City Dive Center, they'll be putting it on their page also, of all these locations where we have actually got jars there right now, but we're still looking for places. We especially need some in Panama City. So if you have a business and you want to help the Scouts, get in touch with us at keeppcbbeautiful@gmail.com. We will bring you a jug and a list of acceptable caps, and the Scouts will come by and empty them out, and we want to get lots of buddy benches.
What a great idea. That's a win-win for everyone. And it's all different kinds of caps, or just
It is.
Just water bottle caps. Goodness gracious.
It's a lot of different caps. And Green Tree Plastics has a list. There's also a list on our Facebook pages. Yogurt lids,
Cottage cheese.
But there's a lot of different lids.
Peanut butter jar lids.
So pretty much with a number 2, 4, or 5 on the little recycle thing under the lid, those are acceptable lids. Trash can lids.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a lot of pounds right there. You got an extra trash can lid laying around?
I've got a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, you never think about recycling.
And the little caps off milk jugs, those.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a lot of different lids.
Yeah.
What
Well, we can even leave you a list.
Yeah, do that, and we'll go over it too. So we got some more pictures to show about PCB Beautiful. Let's talk about these right here. So what's going on with these pictures here?
Okay, what that is we got a grant from Keep America Beautiful, who is our affiliation, and they have been around for 65 years on working to keep people to try to stop littering our beautiful planet. And because we went through the hurricane, we got this community resiliency grant, and we used that money. We used a little bit at Arnold High School. We used some at Arc of the Bay, and we used the bulk of the money at the Panama City Beach Senior Center.
Yes.
They had some damage from the hurricane, so we went in with the Sweet Bay chapter of the Native Plant Society of Florida with Jody Wood Putnam and Johnny Smallman. And they helped. They did up a garden design for us. They took me to some native plant nurseries, and we put in all these gardens at the senior center. And we have trellises going up the walls, which those aren't in
There's the trellises there. Yeah, you're gonna have.
That's actually a decorative fence panel.
Yeah.
Instead of a trellis, it's just so much bigger, and it just added so much more dimension. But we went up there, we took out those nasty plants right there, and if you go to the next picture, it now looks like that with native plants that are going to be more resilient to the weather, better with hurricanes, because they are native.
Yeah, and
we put in plastic benches and trash receptacles that I bought from a company here in Florida that were made from recycled plastics, and put them out there because they lost a bunch of trees, so they put up pavilions to.
That's a great idea, the pole barn pavilion right here.
Yeah, to do the shade. So we put the benches and all that around there.
Right, and these senior centers around everywhere, but in our community, they're so important to our community.
Well, after the hurricane, they were kind of a forgotten population.
Yes, they were.
I mean, everybody was concentrated on the kids at school, getting them school supplies and clothes to get back to school, and our seniors were kind of left in the.
You're right. You're absolutely
left
right.
out.
Yep.
I know these senior centers well. My mom was part of one for a while. And I earned a lot of the people earn my respect, the folks who work in there and the job they do with these seniors. And then when y'all come out and do something like this, that's just, again, such a good thing.
Well, we had so much fun that day that we're planning to want to go back either next spring or next fall. And they need some painting done on their outside lights and maybe power wash their building and do some more stuff to help.
Hey, let us know those dates and all you plan to do that, and we'll announce it and try to get, because all kind of people out there want to help, and a lot of times they don't know where to go, you know.
We've got some scouts who'd like to help.
Yeah, so this is great. And so what do y'all have coming up next? What's coming up?
So we have our Buddy Bench Beach Cleanup kickoff coming up on November 10th now. We had to reschedule because it was supposed to be tomorrow.
Weather.
So November 10th, and I'll let Joanne tell you more about that.
Okay, it's November 10th at Russell Fields Pier. It's the city pier across from Pier Park. It's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we have buckets and pickers, and what we're going to do is send everybody out with the scouts. They're going to pick up trash for 2 hours. In the last hour, we're going to put a tarp down, empty all the trash on there, And the scouts are going to sort it out and get what they can for recycling.
Yes.
So they can be recycled because they're actually working on a badge.
They are. Mm-hmm.
So we'll put that down on our calendar. November 10th, we'll talk about it some more too. That's, what a cool thing to do.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day.
Yeah, we'll have good weather.
We'll have good weather.
Yeah, supposed to have it this past Saturday, but guess what happened?
Yeah.
Let's take our final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks. Before we get back to our guests, let's take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at today the time from 6:43 to 8:43 this morning, and this afternoon, late afternoon, in fact, it's going to be dark from 7:12 to 9:12. So keep your eyes to the skies, and you have good luck. So, got a new guest here. We've been playing musical chairs.
That's
Tell
right.
folks about yourself.
Hi there, Kim Christian. I'm with Keep PCB Beautiful. We're a local affiliation, local nonprofit with Keep America Beautiful. We've been in place for about a year now and done some really exciting things in the area.
Okay, so what are some of the things that y'all do?
One of the coolest things that we're kind of still in the process of doing is cigarette litter prevention. And so, as you probably know, cigarette butts are the most littered item, not only here, but in the world. And they take up to 10 years to biodegrade. So, and they release toxins into our environment as well. And so with our beautiful water, our beautiful beaches, we just want to make sure that we help combat that.
Well, listen, I'm going to interrupt you. I don't like to interrupt my guests, but we've talked about this on the show over and over again about the cigarette butts on the water and in the woods. Yeah, if you smoke, that's your business. That's right. But for goodness sake, put them somewhere in the trash. It just burns me every time. And
I know.
But
So
we have pocket ashtrays.
We do. We have pocket ashtrays. They're lined, so you don't have to worry about any, burning anything. And so we have those. But we also have put in 54 cigarette litter receptacles in the community.
Yeah,
and what's really exciting about that, we got a couple on a few of the fishing boats.
Yeah.
And so we want to keep them out of the water. We want to keep them out of there. So we've got 10 at Pier Park. We have them on both piers, the City Pier, County Pier, Frank Brown Park. Yeah. So we've got them all over. So that's kind of our deal. We're not telling you what to do. Yeah. You can smoke if you'd like, but what you don't have the right to do is litter. Yeah. So we're just asking you to put those cigarette butts in the proper place, and it's exciting for us to see what we've done. When we did Pier Park, we did an index before we did it, and we picked up over 4,500 cigarette butts in 2 nights.
Oh my
just
goodness.
At Pier Park.
Oh my
so we put in 10 receptacles, and we did another index, and we just saw improvement. We saw that people were using them.
Good.
And that's kind of what the research shows. If you give people a part of the solution, they want to be a part of that. Yeah. So we're excited about that program. And we're just cleaning up and greening up in PCB. We're keeping it America's most beautiful beaches.
Yeah, that's so important. And the woods and the water, just that's something that's part of our nature. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and if you follow our Facebook page, Keep PCB Beautiful, when we have events, we bring these pocket ashtrays with you. We have a great tagline that says, "Your butt would look great in this." And we will give you one. In fact, at Thunder Beach this year, we actually have these 2 ballot bins that we purchased, and we are going to put them up at, and they're going to have they're going to tell the bikers to have their butts count, and you can vote. It's a double-sided bin, and you can vote. And we're going to put questions like Harley versus Indian, and they will use their cigarette butts to vote.
Jim Beam, Jack Daniels,
Okay, cool.
Tidy Whities or Commando.
Okay, so she went there.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's a great way that these people are going to take those butts and vote for which one that they want.
Very good. Very good.
The Thunder Beach people are really great. They're letting us install 2 of them that we're going to be able to move around all the venues.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. We appreciate all doing that. Okay, so what are some other things going on with y'all's organization?
We're excited about the Buddy Bench program, which you guys have talked about, that we're working with the local scout troop. And then we also, we do cleanups throughout the busy season and throughout the winter. And then we also, as Joanne was saying earlier, we want to do more beautification. After Hurricane Michael, a lot of people were hit and just different things, but it's cool to give the community a to be able to be a part of something positive,
Yeah.
and that makes our area where it used to be.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to those.
Now I know y'all don't really touch this segment, but do y'all know of anyone tree planting, saplings? Anybody doing that? Organizations with y'all that y'all know about? Any kind of saplings and all? Because this time, we talked about all our trees being knocked
Right.
down. So many people.
There is a nonprofit. It's Regrowth 850,
Okay.
and because we did the Great American High School cleanup at Arnold High School, and he came and planted some trees up there.
Okay.
But I think it's Regrowth 850.
Well, what I envision, and being an old school teacher, this can happen. I know, if every school would just get a bunch of trees and plant them. Okay. I mean, I know every class can go up, but there's some classes that can take a field trip, like we do the Living Shorelines, and just plant some trees. One day, in the winter when it's not too hot or something, plant some trees.
Right.
And you're talking about beautification. That would be right along.
Well, and not only beautification, it helps our environment and we've seen it, flooding and the heat. I mean, no trees changes a lot. So yeah, the more we can get replanted, the better for our environment.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're going back to Arnold High School in the spring,
Yes.
and rebuilding on what we started this year. Because it had been used as a shelter, and before that, after the hurricane, they had all those electric companies up there, and it
Yes.
really tore that campus up. And we put in all sorts of flower gardens and planted trees, and we want to go back. They actually asked us to come back next year and build on what we've already done and add in more.
Yeah, this is awesome. So we got to wrap things up and all, but we got some things coming up in November. Let's see, we got the big one. What's the date on that?
November 10th.
November 10th on the buddy bench.
Okay,
Yes,
we got
sir.
that coming up, and more information on the butts. We're going to kick the butts out.
We're gonna keep the butts where they need to be.
Yeah, just if you follow St. Andrew Baywatch's Facebook page and keep PCB Beautiful's Facebook page, you'll stay up to date with everything going on.
That's awesome. And this is what we talk about on the show. Our environment now is our responsibility to take care of it. And as outdoorsmen, this is one of our biggest things we got to do in the woods and water. And we got volunteers and people like this that do such a good job. We've got to help them out all we can. So we appreciate y'all coming on the
We
show.
appreciate you having us.
Appreciate y'all helping us take care of the environment.
Thanks so much.
'Cause we can't get another one.
That's right. This is it.
Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership. Y'all do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.